Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And we're back to cover episode 13 of season 2 of Fox's retelling of the Dark Knight mythology, entitled A Cold Man. Or, I'm sorry, A Dead Man Feels No Cold. So join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace.
And explore Gotham.
Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, so BlueDragonFive, we're still catching up a little bit. A week ago, I was in Disneyland having literally the best day of my life with my good friend Monkey, so I apologize for not being around to do Gotham last week, but we're here now. We're here. So this was a pretty good continuation of the Mr. Free storyline. Had some really good twists that I didn't expect that we'll get into, so let's jump right into it, shall we?
Okay, so we start the episode off with when the GCPD are led to the Ace Chemical Plant.
Yes.
The Ace Chemical Plant, which I love this reveal. The Ace Chemical Plant, on a sign, it reveals a division of Wayne Enterprises.
Oh yeah.
Very awesome, and I love that the factory is very 89-esque. It's very Batman 89-esque in its design, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. The first responders are missing. The first cops on the scene, they're gone. So we can assume they went to investigate, and we're going to find them real shortly. So Freis gets the chemical here. He gets the liquid. He gets the liquid helium here, and is desperate. As Gordon preps the cops, but some of the task force guys, the strike force guys, sorry. So the strike force guys tells him, okay, well, he gets the chemical here and he's desperate, so be on your toes. So they find frozen copsicles, to quote Brad Bird from The Incredibles. He finds frozen copsicles. There's a really awesome bullet bit we saw from the promos. You know, they kind of pluck the bullets. So
Bullet has a great damn.
I love I love that we're being led to this frozen crime scene. You know, just seeing these cops, like, kind of, you can see the trail. I love that we get to see kind of the forensic trail leading to these guys. You know, like, okay, well, you can see the ice is kind of coming from this direction. You can see the cops are pointing this way as if Freeze went through this way.
They've done a really good job throughout 2 episodes of kind of just visually displaying the freezing stuff.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a lot of in the video game in Arkham Origins. They would kind of lead you through kind of Batman rewinding and kind of this holographic footage, and it looks very much like this and leading you to the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. So the trail eventually reveals, in the end, whether this is intentional on Freeze's part or not, just kind of lead him to this message or not. I mean, part of it has to be. The trail reveals that he has a hostage, hence I think it's just showing you don't mess with Freeze. He has a hostage at his disposal, and he has a helium canister, a liquid helium canister that he's took, because you can see the indentations on the floor and such. And lastly, there is a demand that the GCPD, quote unquote, free my wife.
And then we get, oh my God, BlueDragonFive, they did it. It's a good cold open.
Yeah, well, literally, it's a good cold.
Give it up. They did it.
Well, you know, it's the perfect. You know why it's the perfect cold open?
Because it's cold. Yes, I get it. No, but seriously, I like Gotham needs to do more of this, like, opening with just one strong scene. It's like it's good storytelling. Anyways.
Well, let's just see them open an episode with the pearls falling, just to kind of emulate Breaking Bad, just like pearls falling for an opening.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of used that from Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder's always made the good joke of, like, he always, like, mocks the editor's always worried he's going to tell a story just based on pearls falling the whole issue. And he says, that's the next issue is going to be all about the pearls falling. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So Lee's visiting. Lee checks in on Bruce Wayne post his Switzerland trip. So the idea
is a pairing that I really like, actually.
It is, and again, in the comics, it's a lot stronger. Is that it's Leslie Tompkins is the angel of mercy for Bruce Wayne. They're kind of cementing a bit of a bond there, which is kind of neat. So again, I love this idea's come back. This has been going on since the first season. That whenever something traumatic happens to Bruce Wayne, Alfred gets him out of Gotham and out into another country.
It's also a convenient excuse for why they weren't in the last episode.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Why they have to. Why they have to do that? Why always?
I know. Is it like a scheduling thing or what?
I don't know if it's. That's the thing. It might be like a weird scheduling thing of like, they can't get the kid the first episode after the season break.
Right, right.
It's always the case. It's like after the season break, he has to go on a holiday.
Exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, it's basically after a traumatic event, Alfred wants to get him out of town for a while for his safety. So basically, he's back from a Switzerland trip, and essentially, this is the trauma counseling that doesn't end with Lee almost getting killed by a crazy person. So Bruce says he's fine, as Bruce would do, and he claims that he wasn't scared. Lee's she's probing, asking like, well, what was again? There's a way. It's just what she tried to do for Barbara before things went sideways.
Oh God, I was so mad. I was so mad during that encounter. I was like, everything we feared is coming true. Oh God.
But I think this point's interesting. I think Bruce is kind of interesting here. He's saying he wasn't scared. He's a little invigorated, which definitely feeds into some Batman stuff.
Young Bruce Wayne put a coin in the jar if this is Bruce McCall.
And if it was Baxterian.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Bruce is saying he's always honest, or you don't have to lie to me. Well, no, I'm always honest. And he feels that, which to be fair, Bruce has been pretty honest with people. He's never really he's never like directly lied until this kind of moment here.
Yeah.
He feels again. He says he feels invigorated with the second chance at life, which again I think feels very kind of Batman-esque. Like, well, now I was investigating kind of a hands-off sort of way, and now I want to get kind of deep back into things.
Sure.
So he still plans on finding. He says he still plans on finding the man that killed his parents. And Lee tells me he needs to. What he needs is closure.
Exactly.
He needs closure, but not an endless pursuit, not a potentially endless pursuit, which again is kind of the Batman myth in itself.
No, Bruce, you don't need an endless lifelong obsession, Bruce. That's not what you need at all. Just stay away from the lifelong obsession, Bruce. Just stay away from that shit.
Yeah, like you're going on a manhunt for one guy in the city, which again, seriously, this is kind of a thing with Batman where it's like many people have always speculated Joe Chill's like deep down Batman's always trying to find Joe Chill, and that's why he kind of does this deep down.
Right.
Like sometimes that's why sometimes they keep Joe Chill like he escaped or he's not. He was freed from jail and he just hasn't found him. Sometimes they keep it up in the air like if Joe Chill's alive or not. In this case, matches Malone, but it's okay. Regardless, let's see. So that's still plans on finding the man who killed his parents. He needs closure, she says, and she asks what he's going to do, and he says that he'll turn the man over to the authorities. And she can smell the flies coming off that.
God.
And and then Bruce claims that there were two Bruces. Now this line, I think it's kind of. I'll admit it's kind of
it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Look, believe me, I'm hesitant to do this, so don't make me regret saying this.
Watch. The guys at freaking Geekvolution are going to be like, oh man, Bruce said he has another Bruce. That's so deep.
I know that. No, not that. I know they're going to love this, but I'm talking about that. And by the way, they were kind of nice on that Gordon performance. They weren't. They didn't like say it was glowing or anything, but they weren't as harsh on it. I'm convinced that's anyway. What I'm saying is, though,
if that is going on, then I'm honored because it means they're actually watching this and taking notes.
Okay, but seriously, just don't make me regret this. But it feels kind of like a scene, a bit from Rises, where it's John Blake kind of basically getting the point across. I know who you are, but doing it through the flowery way of like, yeah, I'm lying to you, but no, it's actually a deeper reason than that.
Right.
But seriously, it's kind of gleaming at the idea that Bruce is kind of this whole season's about kind of the two side, the duality of Batman. It's kind of like the public face Bruce Wayne and kind of the investigative Batman-y Bruce Wayne.
Totally.
Maybe they're gleaming that, but again, it's kind of coming across a little flowery, like a little Rises-esque in that regard. It's like, it's probably not the best way to go. But again, it's only lasting a scene so far, so we'll see how far they push that. Then with the whole like, what happened to Honest Bruce? Well, there's two Bruces. Okay, moving on. So the conversation. The scene ends in a really nice way, though. It's like Bruce saying, "Well, this conversation has been clarified. I don't mean to be flippant with you. Thank you. Maybe we can do this again sometime," which is very nice. I like kind of Leslie Tonkin and Bruce Wayne scenes together. That's nice.
Pleasantries, Bruce. Pleasantries.
Absolutely. So Barnes is very peeved at Mr. Freis.
Is it just me or is Angry Barnes kind of funny?
Angry Barnes is really funny. He is. You're right.
I'll free my boot up his frozen ass.
Free my wife.
Hold on. Let me take a breath.
So,
A hostage janitor.
Yeah, they just Barnes doesn't take kindly to any violence on the GCPD, like any criminals making demands.
Oh.
He's really not thrilled. That because he's like the uber kind of law and order type of guy. It's like they think they can take one of us down, we're gonna take 20 of them. That sort of mentality, It's just he's not crazy about threats to the.
I would wager to say this is probably the most amusing that Barnes has ever been.
I don't know. The cheerleader thing is pretty funny.
Yeah.
What are you, a bunch of cheerleaders?
Yeah, that's true.
What is Barnes angry is pretty funny. They kind of make him into a J. Jonah Jameson type, which does work. I think kind of works.
In a way, yeah, I can see that.
It works for Barnes, but they still got to they got to get him on point on Gordon's side again for me to kind of fully embrace. I'm not saying he doesn't get past all this stuff.
I like the tension of him not being on Gordon's side.
No, I mean I like that sort of. I like them doing stuff with that, but I'm saying that next up, let's say in the current episode of Gotham, it's on the way. They're going to be
and yeah. Keep in mind, I have not seen episode 14. I forgot to mention that.
I'm just saying that going in episode 15, it looks like they're going to be doing some stuff with the Barnes Gordon stuff, and it looks like they're doing some directions with it. Regardless, what I'm saying is I don't want them to keep it too long on that. Barnes suspects something, but he's not saying what.
Right.
I want it to be like them actually addressing the situation,
Oh, for sure.
One is they're taking their time. It's still distracted with the 14th episode, so that's probably why. Anyway, so again, Barnes is very peeved, and he takes a breath, and they all three of them, Bullock, Gordon, and Barnes, they brainstorm that they figure that Freis plans to get his wife because they're not going to give him his wife back. They're not going to do this guy's demands.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's going to be coming here, which will lead him to the precinct, which will when we fail to release her. Which plays into their hands, but then Gordon reveals that Lee says that Norah definitely needs medical attention. The whole Formoterol thing. So if she doesn't have that medication, or if she just doesn't have a good hospital staff, because you assume her without that medication for a while is not done good for her. So she really needs to be in a hospital in a medical setting. Which Leslie, as good as she is, she's in a police precinct. She doesn't have that much medical things at her disposal, like a first aid office essentially. Right. It's like a nurse's office for the police station. That's what she's working with.
Yeah.
Let's see. So so Norah needs medical attention, which means they need to go to Gotham General. Which, if they take them to Gotham General, eventually Freis will go there, and that's not going to end well.
I just want to say right away, not to bury the lead on I think the main story of this episode. I thought it was really shocking and really well done the way they kind of subverted the whole Heart of Ice storyline.
Yes, I did. Overall, I did enjoy this episode. Let me say that I did like a lot of this episode.
I enjoyed this episode, but I specifically thought that twist at the end was really well done, and I was not expecting it at all.
Well, yeah, remember. Let me say this: the first Heart of Ice, it doesn't suggest that she's alive in Heart of Ice. So everything else after that is when they kind of put the idea that she's still around.
So
I'm just saying it's not that far. It was a revenge. The Heart of Ice is a revenge story about you basically stopped me from saving my wife. That was so he assumed she was dead. In Heart of Ice, he assumed that she was dead.
I thought she was frozen though.
No, she is. I'm saying Freis didn't know that until later on though. Basically, she was still kept in stasis, but the company.
Way to put the air out of my hole. Praise.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm still saying it's great though.
Because I thought it was really unexpected.
No, it didn't play out the same way though. It was there was a dramatic loss there, and they captured that very well, and they did.
Sure.
Anyway,
so they pose to move Norah to Arkham Asylum.
Which right off the bat, Bullock agrees with the audience here that it's a terrible idea. But then I love this, the Barnes calling him Bullock on it, saying, well, do you have any better ideas?
No.
I love the sincerity of, well, no.
Bullock's in top form this episode for sure.
He is. Bullock's been very strong coming back from the break here. I think they've retooled Bullock, finally just made him kind of a strong support there. Anyways, let's see. So Jim has to, so they're going to set bait so he goes to Arkham Asylum, at least minimize the casualties, at least the people that they're not too heartbroken if anything happens to them. Which, it's Barnes' mentality. Gordon probably doesn't want to put anyone at stake, but,
Yeah.
Regardless, Bullock saying, "Oh well, I like this idea." And we telling Gordon, "Well, you're gonna have to tell Lee about this." Says,
Oh,
sure,
boy.
she'll understand. Oh yeah, sure. Anyway, so Lee, as you can imagine, is not crazy about using a dying woman as bait. And she insists on going with her, which, Gordon, obviously, the mother and the mother of my child. I don't want that happening. I don't want her in harm's way, but, she's, it's very medical doctory stuff. She's with her patient. She has to be with her patient. She has responsibility over her, so she has to accompany her, which makes absolute sense, and I like that with her.
It also makes sense that she knows the doctors at Arkham, too.
Yeah, because again, it's kind of like the Harley Quinn going back to the asylum later on, like government missions with the Suicide Squad. Like she knows how the inner place works, which makes her an asset.
Sure.
Well, I want to say Miranda Baccarin does a great job this episode, and she gets some good stuff to work with here.
You didn't think the relationship drama was a little forced this episode?
Oh no, I'm saying if I mean the episode before the ending. Sorry, I think
the ending. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The ending was a little forced.
I mean the meat of the episode, what she gets to do, like interacting with people, is great. That's what I mean, though.
Well, she basically just gets to call Barbara a bitch, which is awesome and so like cathartic.
Well, I mean, in addition to, what I mean. I think she has some really good interactions with Freis and Norah.
Oh yeah, definitely Norah and Norah. Yeah, for sure.
I think those interactions. I think she gets stuff to do this episode, and we'll say, and let's just say we'll see how that they took a break from it with the next episode with the Leslie stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, let's see. So going forward, is again she's insists on accompanying Norah on the transfer there on the bait. Jim points out that. It's not a good option. It's not the good option, but it's the rational, least bad option. That's what this plan is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I love this though. Again, Miranda Baccarin. I love how she delivers this line of saying, "Yeah, don't use this against me," as it pointing to the pregnant belly shaking around, like, "Don't use this against the pregnant woman."
Or I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay, let's see. So. Strange, and I love this entrance on Strange. Oh my god, this is great. Just Strange, full, and just like from the comics, he looks identical to the Arkham games, by the way. It's Strange in the fully buttoned coat with the black gloves. Oh my god, he looks so perfect. In the full getup, blood spattered on him, which is just terrifying. He has blood spattered on him by one of Freeze's victims. He's been trying to extract a sample of Freeze's serum, his freezing serum on there.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Peabody informs Hugo of the GCPD's plan. They want to use the asylum to lure Freeze there. So again, fate smiles upon Hugo Strange yet again. It's like, man, everything's
perfect. He's perfect.
Like, I love this dude. By the way, it's going to keep going. That Hugo Strange is going to be so lovable, despite how scary he is. It's going to be so like, man, just everything is like Hugo Strange just plays it so. BD1 plays Hugo Strange as such everything's going right for this guy. He's just so charismatic. You like him, even though he's terrifying behind the scenes. They keep playing with that of like, how are you not like to the public? It's like Hugo Strange knows what he's doing. Like he's Gotham's favorite son almost,
Right. Oh god.
Like the creepiest guy in Arkham Asylum was actually like the most beloved. Okay, anyway, so Peabody informs them the GCPD's plan. The fates are smiling upon us, says Hugo Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see this, I want to say, is going to be a lead-in for Clayface, who has been cast recently. I don't know quite who it is. It's someone that knows Ben McKenzie, but I'm not quite sure. Point is, they've cast Clayface, so he's definitely on the way, but oddly enough, not in the episode with mud in the name.
Yeah,
seriously,
right,
it's like now that's getting ridiculous with that. By the way, more on that later. Anyway, okay, but seriously though, in this we get a little nod to someone. Someone puts their hand on the glass there as Strange walks away, and that person has 4 fingers.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay.
So that is either one of his like test subject zombies or Clayface. That's my guess. I'm thinking Clayface. Anyway, so Victor, let's see. Victor's listening to the news as he prepares his gear. He's upset by the Arkham news, saying, "Oh my God, what are they trying to do?" And he figures out it's a trap.
By the way, I went on Hyperspace Mountain, the Star Wars makeover of Space Mountain.
Yeah.
And literally, like at the last lift hill before the coaster starts, like when you're inside the mountain, you see like a Star Destroyer, and then you hear Akbar being like, "It's a trap." It's so awesome. It's so awesome. That's a really good makeover.
And again, I got to tell you though, this episode just continued this. I'm loving Nathan Darrow's portrayal of Victor Freis. It's
He's
so
really
interesting.
good. He's really good. Yeah.
Again, I love what he did, particularly in this episode. I really love what he got to do this episode because I love he's so human before he becomes frozen.
I'm not a huge fan of the wig. I really dig the eyes, but we'll get into that more at the end of the episode. Anyways.
Yeah, but I'm saying like even before, I love the humanity. We never seen such a human Mr. Freeze before the accident. He's always been, which I'm telling you, that's why he's won with this show, and they delivered on seeing him and Norah interact and all that stuff.
Yeah, we got 2 solid episodes of that, which was good.
And I love that he's airing his thoughts out to the hostage who has the tape over his mouth. It's so funny. Again, he's so pleasant that they're going the pleasantries about Mr. Freeze. That's awesome. Anyway, so he tests his freeze grenades on the bay, on Gotham Bay, and it freezes really effectively.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, Miss Peabody, she begins.
Might I just say I love the dynamic between Strange and Peabody. I think it's perfect.
It is. It's very interesting. I'll bet you the Penguin's going to kill her.
I can see that for sure.
I think he's going to kill her in a very horrific way too. I don't know how, but point is, Peabody here. She begins Penguin's psychotropic therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Despite
this was a very Terry Gilliam-esque scene for me.
Now, despite Penguin's vexing warnings, do not vex the Penguin, and you're vexing. But this is Robin Lortel is just playing the theatricality of the Penguin here in Arkham.
Oh.
But it's she puts on this helmet, this very trippy helmet, which is in reference to 2 things, I believe. One, it's Hugo Strange, of course, all the mind experiments, all kind of the trippy stuff. It feels very strange as like Hugo Strange would do something like this.
Oh yeah, totally.
And secondly, I'm convinced this helmet, this psychotropics that Hugo Strange is using, is going to be in direct use of the Mad Hatter. I think the Mad Hatter is going to be linked to this thing. Because, of course, one of the famous episodes of Batman the Animated Series is when Batman had this thing put on his head, had something like this put on his head. A dream machine was put on Batman's head.
Right.
Regardless, I just kind of love seeing kind of this all the you're right. I'm sorry, you want to describe the Terry Gilliam-esqueness?
Oh yeah, you definitely agree with me, right? It's like very much like kind of like the wide angles and just the imagery of it, like the people being strapped to chairs and stuff like that. That's kind of a Terry Gilliam staple.
Oh yeah, but I mean like when the machines turned on, like how trippy and weird and like all the greens and the intensity and the electricity. Oh god, it's so demented. But yeah, that trippy helmet. I'm convinced it's gonna be a link to Mad Hatter in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we cut. Let's see.
The most demented game of Duck Goose you'll ever see.
Here's what's great though. It just cuts directly from that trippy head, trippy helmet thing, like him being shocked the crap out of. Then he awakens again. It feels very One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Like where the heck am I now? And it's just you're right in the midst of the most demented Duck Goose game of all. I'm just questioning. Wait a minute, was it all a dream? And I'll tell you what's so creepy about it. It just feels so. It feels so One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm not a goose. He forgot who he was for a moment. Just I'm a penguin. You're getting so timid now. I'm the Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, props to Robin Lord Taylor because he really does a good job of like, oh my god, the Penguin is actually kind of slipping here.
Yeah, I mean, the next episode is gonna make you really sympathize with him.
Oh boy.
So Ms. Peabody's kind of overseeing this little Duck Goose game and saying, it's polite to participate. It's encouraged. I encourage you to participate. And anyway, so he's looking at the inmate, kind of freaking out. He's not feeding the goose. He's not feeding the goose. and the Ron Lortero has kind of said this in interviews that this section here, Penguin's going to be through a lot of humiliation in Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
And oh boy, is he in this scene right here? It says, be the goose. How do I be the goose? And he's like kind of pulling like a Maroney honk sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh god. I forgot about that.
Acting like a goose a little bit, and he's playing Duck Goose. And here's what for me it's made me feel bad for the Penguin because you know how much I love Jim Gordon. It's like he's acting like a goose and playing Duck Goose in front of Gordon and Bullock walking in, and just like saying, and this Bullock going like, "What the heck? What the blue blaze is going on to the Penguin?" And I love that Jim suspects something's up with the Penguin or something.
Totally.
So especially Bullock, because remember Bullock's our fully rounded character. He's like, you realize, there's something definitely strange going on. No pun intended. The guy standing next to us. So
Hey, Jim, you ever wonder if there's anything weird with a guy named Hugo Strange running the
Ah,
asylum? I mean, should we be suspicious about that?
let's get lunch.
Anyway.
Really? You're not joking? Yeah, let's get lunch. Okay.
Oh, God.
You buy
Right,
the
so,
milkshakes. Okay.
so Strange is trying to explain, like, oh, well, Penguin's under a mild sedative.
And so I love it. Strange observes this too. Observes kind of Gordon Bull kind of taking a moment to observe the Penguin here, and just Strange just kind of takes a moment. Yes, everything's going according to plan.
Good. Good. Oh God, I want DD Wong to do the good thing at some point this season so badly.
That's good. That's good. It's
That's
trying.
good. That's good, Oswald. That's
These
good.
trying times. The progression is good, Oswald.
Just tap his fingers together like this.
I gotta tell you, let's just say Strange has a great moment next episode with the Penguin. Anyway, so Bullock has some great, some sympathetic moment there, like, oh man, that's really weird. Anyway, so then Peabody introduces Lee to Sleeping Beauty.
Oh God, you're joking.
So we see Sleeping Beauty Babs.
I love how Tompkins is like the voice piece of the audience when it comes to Barbara. It's perfect.
That's great, and I also love that just showing you like that. Peabody's definitely, there's something wrong with her if she likes Barbara.
Oh,
I just love how nice Peabody, and Peabody's being so nasty to our poor beloved Penguin, and she's being so nice to Barbara. It's showing you that, yeah, Peabody definitely needs to die. How dare you sympathize with that thing in that bed there? How dare you, lady? How dare you?
Oh God! Oh God!
And how dare you vex the Penguin? Why do you vex the Penguin? He's done nothing. Okay, well, he's done a lot of things to some people. Anyway. Okay, anyways, let's see. So, as Lee becomes reacquainted with an old friend, much to Lee's displeasure, Peabody, I just love to find it's Peabody's favorite inmate at Arkham.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, well, let's see. So outside, Gordon Bullock, they're setting up everything. They have one of the Strike Force shooters on the roof there. I think it's Pinckney. They have a shooter set up on the roof. They got the plan on getting the bus in front of theirs to kind of like stop any vehicles from breaking through. See how that goes. Penguin is he's being walked out from one building to another, and on the way he's begging to speak. Jim, my old friend Jim. I gotta tell you, he's like, oh, poor Penguin, he's so desperate.
Yeah.
He begged, please let me speak with my old friend Jim. James. Anyway, so he tells Jim of the mental torture he's going through, and Jim's saying like, "Well, I don't see any signs of torture, mental torture." And this is interesting. This is kind of sad because you know how close, and you know there's gonna be some payback for this. I have information. I'm not gonna tell you yet, but let's just say Jim's definitely gonna get some payback.
All right.
I might tell you next episode, but we'll see. Anyway, so Jim tells the Penguin that it's treatment for his quote unquote insanity because he knows Penguin's lying about that. And again, it's like he doesn't want the Penguin to be subjected to this, but he knows the Penguin definitely deserves it for not just taking his lumps like he should have, like going to prison like he should have.
Sure.
It's like you tried taking the easy way out, and this is what you get. I'm not sympathetic towards you at all. You've made my life combat. And in those motion comics, by the way, they took. Again, whether you want to factor into the show or not, it still works either way. They took him out of town once again after Gordon arrested him. So the last chapter of that thing was that they took him out of town and dropped him off. But then he came back to Gotham. Said, "This is the last time I'm doing this because there's too much trouble here. Don't come back to Gotham." And he came back yet again.
Right.
Just showing you that Gordon's literally tried everything to help the Penguin out and just keep him out of trouble. Now it's anyway. So you're according to your lawyer, you're insane. According to your lawyer. Anyway, so he, as Penguin's being led away, he screams, "Jim, you owe me! You killed Galavan! He killed Galavan!"
It wasn't me, it was him!
So, and then this great device here, which pays off this episode, is this really creepy idea to keep around, is that Hugo observes this on a security cam, so he knows now that, oh boy, he killed Theo Galavan. And I love that we kind of focus.
Something, Jim Gordon. Tisk, 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 you've been a naughty boy.
It's so creepy about that, dude. Like, Gordon's like the last image on the screen is like Hugo's looking at him, observing him. So you killed Galavan. What's wrong with you? That's the thing. It's like so interesting. Again, V.D. Wong is just so great doing very little. He's just achieved so much. It's amazing.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, anyways, let's see. So we got Bruce boxing a bag, boxing the old sandbag there. Alfred. Apparently, it's revealed that Alfred made them leave Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce is peeved Bruce is peeved for listening to Alfred, not listening to kind of. He's peeved that when he doesn't listen to Alfred, he gets results. Like he got the name of matches Malone when he didn't do what Alfred said. When he was working with Selena to kind of trick Silver and give him the location. He did all that without Alfred's say-so, without Alfred giving them the okay. And he gets results. When he listens to Alfred, though, it takes forever and it usually doesn't pan out. And he's peeved about that.
Right.
And he's really peeved. He's a little peeved. He's not really mad, but he's just like saying, "Well, what are we doing here? I mean, we lost a month of finding the man that killed my parents because you wanted to get me out of here. And I got you out of the city because you're at the end of your rope and you're unable to. Right now, you'd be unable to catch him."
Mm-hmm.
Which valid points. Alfred's making some valid points, and he's asking, "Are we still in this together? Are we still going to do this? No, you giving up on me?" Says, "Yes, we're still in this together." So Alfred apparently, in the meantime, he's still been on top of his game. He's digged up. He's been doing some digging. He's found a GCPD file on Matches Malone, revealed to be Patrick Matches Malone nickname.
He goes by the nickname Matches. I love that dramatic pause.
Let's just say there's some really neat setup for Matches Malone here, where they say,
we got to see Uncle Jack's picture. I'm actually really excited about this actor.
I think you're really gonna like him. Anyway, so he has been a killer since he was 15, and he's killed at least a half. He's killed at least a half dozen since.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So he questions what Bruce plans to do now that he knows who killed his parents and what he's going to do. And he says, Bruce says, "I'm going to kill him." And then I love this again. I'm not doing any justice, but I do like the actor who portrays Bruce Wayne. Is kind of like he's so committed to he doesn't want to kill people. There's this one man. Again, I love he's playing that very well. That he's not just saying, "No, I want to kill him," because that's the easy solution. No, it's because we know how against killing he is, but there's this one guy. He's the one exception. It's Batman kind of figuring through. Look, if I'm going to do this, I won't kill anyone. There's just one person, the one man in Gotham that deserves to be killed. No hesitation. Man that killed my parents.
Yeah, it's definitely like a good representation of the overall moral quandary of Batman, the whole no-killing thing for sure.
Yeah, and Alfred says, "No, you're too young to have a man's death on your conscience."
And I like this. I like how Alfred volunteers to kill Matches for him. I think that's actually a very good solution on Alfred's end.
I was kind of close to this in the speculation. I said that Alfred was going to be involved in kind of basically volunteering to kill him.
Sure.
So he says, "Hey, look, you're gonna your parents will get justice, but I kill them. You don't have the death in your conscience." Are we agreed? And he agrees, but Bruce isn't happy about that. I make him talk, you kill him. I find out who hired him, you kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So Lee greets.
Oh, God. I wish you had a sound clip of this.
How does this go, Tiki?
Bitch.
Like I said,
just the mouthpiece of the audience when it comes to Barbara, which is perfect.
And then Deadpool comes in from frame, draws on her face, draws in, writes some little dirty things.
Oh, God. Oh, no. That's for Women's Appreciation Day. Oh, God. I still wasn't entirely cool with that.
Then he asked Leslie, "Hey, what are you doing later? Right? Whose baby is that?" Anyway, so.
Oh no. Is that mine or someone else's? Should I be worried here?
But it was Lent.
Oh God.
But we were reading books anyway, so. Well, apparently you didn't watch your stuffing. Anyway, so moving on. So after Lee greets Babs, Norah awakens, and Lee explains what's going on, and Norah explains that Victor's been doing all this for her, and he's misguided, and she believes that she should have she should have seen this coming, and she should have stopped it. She should have seen what Victor was up to and then put a stop to it. I love that Nora's in the right here. Nora's absolutely, she's still golden. She's still an angel, and she's still. Well, I don't want him to kill anyone, but I mean, I understand absolutely why he did.
I like how she's not like Skylar Whiting it, where it's like, oh, he's a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that monster Victor's ass. No, she's unconscious.
Okay.
And Deadpool stuffing things in her
Oh
mouth.
God, no more
pictures.
Deadpool. No more Deadpool. Anyways.
Okay, anyway. So, you're gonna be dead in like 5 minutes. Anyway, so moving on. It's coming out soon on DVD. I'm very happy. Anyway.
Is it already? Wow.
Well, not. Well, I mean, in May.
Okay.
Close enough. Anyway, so Lee relates to what she's going through with Jim, because she sees who they. Basically, she relates what she's saying to Jim, because she says, well, I understand what you're saying, seeing who they were and who they could be, while you're closing your eyes to the truth, which is interesting. It's I think it's at this point smartly fueling the fire, but when the fire breaks out, it's executed poorly.
Yeah, I agree. Like at this point, it's fine. Like I think it is a good kind of parallel between Norah and Tompkins, but yeah.
And unfortunately, I think a lot of it's kind of. I think a majority of the issues that is kind of on Gordon's side, unfortunately.
I mean, we just all know that relationship drama is not the show's strong suit by any means.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Leslie's technically in the right, but
right. She is in the right for sure. I'm not going to argue that, but it's just kind of like the mundanity of the drama that kind of kills it.
Yeah, it's like Gordon does something at the end of this episode. It just feels like really just kind of contrived, but like, well, it's just for the relationship drama. It feels very.
Totally.
We'll get to it. Anyway. Yeah. So let's see. So they have, and this is really nice. Again, I love Leslie and Norah having some really nice conversation here. She says, "Ask about the baby. Do you know what it's going to be yet? Like boy or girl?" Mm-hmm. And by the way, in real life, I don't think it's been a while since I was meant to bring this up when we were supposed to talk about this. But in real life, our happy couple here, Maria Backer and Ben McKenzie, they had their baby. Little girl, really long, odd name, but nice, little girl.
Oh, well, that's nice. I'm glad to hear that they're doing better than the on-screen couple is.
And oddly enough, might be it's not a Deadpool reference, but kind of the baby's first name. Well, I can't wager to pronounce the other 3 names. Seriously, this kid has four names.
Oh God.
It has a 3-part middle name, and then of course Mackenzie would be the last name. But first name of this kid is Francis.
Francis. Oh wow.
So it might be kind of.
Oh wow. Oh no.
Little girl named Francis. I'm just imagining Ryan Reynolds just paid her just to say, okay, just like say, give your kid a little girl's name and have Deadpool in a mask somewhere. Say, oh yeah, the most feminine name I can think of, Francis. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So I'm just got Deadpool in the brain, folks. Sorry.
Yeah, I can tell. How many times have you seen it in theaters? Like 5?
Moving on. So point is, there's a really nice sad line here where Lee, it's revealed to Lee that Norah says she wished she could have had children, and it's really sad. She says she would have loved to have children with Victor, like a nice little girl or something.
Yeah.
And she insists that Lee, you should probably Dr. Thomas, you should probably go before anything breaks out and anything happens to your baby. Lee's still sticking by her. Let's see. So Gordon Bullock wait outside for Freis.
Just a good old-fashioned loony bin stakeout. Yeah.
And apparently it's really cold outside. Bullock saying, we could freeze. You could freeze to death before. We could freeze to death waiting.
Which would be ironic.
Truck drives through the gates into the bus, which let's just say without giving anything away. Something very similar to this happens in Daredevil season 2.
Right.
Point is, our truck drives through the gates of Arkham, bam, and runs right into the bus as they hoped for. Bang, bang. Fired a few shots off. Thankfully, the driver was not killed because it wasn't Freeze. It was the hostage with his arms frozen to the steering wheel. Awesome. All of this.
Yeah, like I said, they have a lot of fun with the whole the ice imagery.
Yeah, all of this very, very clever diversion. Inmate panics for his mommy as the alarm goes off. Mom! Mother! Mother, where are
I
you?
know, right? What if it's Norman?
If it's Norman, Norman's falling on hard times.
Oh god.
I don't. If Fox just kind of like just give him like a tax break or something, had like a large sum of money just to spare, if they could have just like somehow worked it out so they get a little cameo for the
Just a
time.
tiny cameo, just tiny one.
I don't know,
Tiny
give him
one.
like a scar or something. Give him like a wig, maybe. Just like mother.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh god.
anyway, so then. Anyway, so this inmate's panicking. I love the little detail. Again, they're really having, as you said, Tiki, they're having a lot of fun with the cold stuff. His breath gets
Oh,
cold for a bit, and the wall freezes and cracks open. As I love this entrance and I love this reveal of the George Sanders free suit.
yes.
It looks so
Yes.
gloriously like the George Sanders '60s suit, but it looks really cool. Again, it's like that logic. It's kind of a cooler, more practical version of that in Gotham.
And we've always made the point from very early on that this show is kind of like a dark, gritty version of the 60s Batman
It is
in
and
a lot of ways.
in cases like this, it works very well. It's him kind of the Sanders-esque too, and Sanders is one of the coolest Mr. Freezes, no pun intended.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they head to the infirmary. Freeze is heading to the infirmary. He has some freeze grenades, which we know how those work, and they work really well, making a cool entrance. And then he's pulling the classic Mr. Freeze here, and I love this. I told you this one episode before. He pulls the Norah card. Norah!
Oh god. Yeah.
Norah! Not Norma, but Norah! Norman! I'm right here. No, not you. I'm looking for Norah.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway. So, Hero Farmiga references aside, we see Strange. Strange is monitoring the GCPD going through the hallways. And this is a really cool bit. Where
And he's like a fucking kid at Christmas.
I know, that's the thing. You just expect more joy from BD Wong. He just has this giant smile on his face. Yay!
It's great. It's great.
So again, I love this too. Again, I love how kinetic this scene feels. Though, it's like locking him in there. It feels like Jim just like gets through that gate the last second, then he's just like left alone while the rest of them are kind of caught behind. They go, go, go!
Oh,
As Jim gets away, Hugo helps. I love this idea. Hugo helping Freeze along the way to a room there. He's kind of leading down a trail so he can manipulate him here.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And he has a little chat with Victor. Again, I love how Victor's like looking at Victor's no dumb guy. He's just looking at he knows someone's behind us and looking at the cameras, and he's like, oh, okay, someone's behind us. And he's walking into this room with the chair here. I believe it's the same chair Oswald was tortured in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Anyways, has a little chat with Hugo has a little chat with Victor here, and he offers him a way out with Norah. So he's offering to help him out, a way out with Norah and a vehicle in exchange for a freeze cartridge of his working serum. And Freeze takes the deal. He grabs the keys, and he's led directly to Norah so he can make a hasty exit. So Jim comes for Lee. The plan is to move Norah because all the staff has run scared. Yay, Arkham. And then Freeze enters. Freeze the gun right out of Gordon's hand. I love it's like kind of like a burning freeze too. It's like that's why I had to let it go. It's not just blasted out of there. It's like just like too hot. It's like a dry ice.
Whenever I think of like burning and freezing, I think of the fucking Thomas Jane Punisher and the popsicle scene.
Yeah.
Like up until Daredevil, that was probably my favorite Punisher scene. Was that scene right there?
Right. Okay, let's see. So, it'd be hilarious if you tried that on Foggy. I'm not through it yet, folks. I'm just guessing. It'd be hilarious if you tried that on Foggy or something.
I would love to see a reference to that scene at some point. Yeah.
Or just like Punisher's randomly eating popsicles like Captain Logan.
Yes.
It's like how Captain Logan is. The use of popsicles as a torturous thing is just hysterically dark.
It's great, man. That's one of the things that makes me really appreciate that Thomas Jane movie. Anyways, moving on.
So let's see. So as Freeze says, he'll take it from here. And yeah, I'm loving this Freeze so much. Jim tries to reason with Victor here, and I love this. This is one of my favorite parts of the episode. I love that Victor agrees to turn himself in after he's helped Norah, and he needs to.
Totally.
I love that. He knows he's doing the wrong thing here, but it shows you why these two are kind of a great parallel between Jim and Freeze here. It's because, again, they're kind of, they've done a corrupt action, but they're willing to kind of Jim, at this point, oddly enough, he's still hiding the truth there. But as long as he's done this bad thing. He's made a bad choice, but he's hoping to outweigh that bad with some good here. And Victor's in a similar boat. He's doing a lot of bad things. Hopefully, do one good thing. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see. So they need Lee to go with Norah because she's in really bad shape, and they need someone just to make sure everything goes okay and accompany her. And after she mentioned she's a doctor, Freis said, "Okay, good, you're coming with us then. You push her down the hallway. In the chair, you push the wheelchair." I'm loving Freis here. He's saying he swears not to hurt anyone unless he has to, and Lee insists that she goes with him despite Gordon's protest. Victor tells Jim to get into a closet or something while he freezes it shut so he can make an escape.
I know. I was wondering what that was. Was it like a storage room? I guess I don't know.
It's like a closet or a storage room. It's like the spare room.
Yeah.
But seriously, how cool is that? Sorry, how great is that Freis just he's more willing to take the rap for this, but as long as he can get his wife saved. That's
definitely. It makes him really sympathetic for sure.
Yeah, he's killed a lot of people. Again, he has killed police officers, and again, it's not just him killing corrupt cops or anything. He's killed police officers because it was a necessity for him to get away. He didn't want to do that, but he had to.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I love it. He knows he's making bad decisions. He knows he's destined to go down here, but he knows he wants to make sure he does one good thing before he goes down.
Right, totally.
It's endearing. Anyway, so as we're spending time on how much we love this Mr. Freis, Strange, meantime, another character we love very much, he's overjoyed with the sample that he's been given by Victor Freis here. Yay!
Thank you.
Yes.
So much.
Then Victor leaves and Jim chases after him.
I think the only thing that would make Doctor Strange more happy would be Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
I realize I can't just call him Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there are copyright reasons for that.
Yeah. The only thing that would make him more happy would be a nice thick slice of Harry's pie.
So good.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, let's just say coming up, there's not going to be something involving pie, but another dessert item.
Oh God. Okay.
With Hugo Strange, but we'll see that. Anyway, so Jim chases after him after he breaks down the door, but he's too late. They got away. Strange uses the cold excuse of Bullock and everyone's saying, "Let us out of here." Oh, I'm so sorry. The cold. I love it.
This is exactly what we were hoping for from B.D. Wong. It's just him being able to switch from a dime from totally maniacal to like, oh dear, let me help you with that.
Yeah, he's kind of like a kind of a helpful front desk kind of guy. Like, I'm
totally,
sorry,
totally.
like an operator on a phone or something. I would say, please, we admire your call. Please admire your call. Please stay on the line.
We at Arkham Asylum admire your patience.
Yeah. Let's see. So he basically the cold has messed with the wiring. Please stay on. Thank you.
God.
Then he frees him after he gives put it somewhere very safe, Miss Peabody. Congratulations, gentlemen. Everything's good now. Unlocks it. Something like that. And he frees those guys, and now they're good because now everything's good. Frees got away. We're all good there. No suspicion arised at all. Meanwhile, Jim and Bullock determine that he's gone home to freeze Norah because it's the only place to find kind of the cryo chamber. Basically, the little kind of freeze meat locker that he keeps the frozen people's bodies in. So the idea is he's going to freeze Norah and put her in one of those things.
Right.
Which they didn't put into evidence, so that's how they figured that out. So. That said, now they're heading. The cops are on their way to Victor's house. We see yet another victim of Mr. Freis again. He's just still killing people right in front of our two women here. But we see a victim outside shattered into pieces. He probably had to knock him down too, which is probably a little unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Lee questions Victor's plan. I love this plan. Again, Victor's doing everything right this episode for me. He's just doing a great job. I just love this plan, though, of saying, what are you going to do after this? And him pointing out, well, no, the city will legally have to take care of her because she'll be a living body. They're going to have to care for her.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense for sure.
Yeah, it's it's a little loophole there. I'll be in jail. It's fine. I'll be in Arkham or jail, wherever. But yeah, she'll be taken care of. And I love how loving Darrows is playing, how loving and hopeful he's playing Victor. He's so sad, so bittersweet what happens to him here. And then Norah is just in response, she's just asking to die and says, please, Victor, let me die. He says, no. He doesn't. It's just, look, I don't want to live
That's the
alone.
last thing he wants to hear after going through all this, for sure.
Yeah, and, Nora's then saying, look, she doesn't, saying that she doesn't want to live alone without Victor. I mean, he'll be in prison. Look, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to wake up without you in my life, Victor. Again, so sweet. It's so Romeo and Juliet. It's so poetic.
Mm-hmm.
And, he swears, look, I swear I will be there when you wake up somehow, as long as you're alive. There's hope, right? Again, the sadness that Darrow brings that line is the best delivery he's had. They're just saying, look, as long as you're alive, there's hope, right? Just like asking, there is hope. That smile on his face is like, oh my God, you want to give the guy a hug if it wasn't so cold. So, she says she loves him, and, she asks for her necklace, and he agrees to go get it, and gives her the freeze gun so she can cover Leslie Tompkins while he's gone, just to be safe. She offers Lee a chance to escape safely, get sure the baby and everything's okay, but she refuses. She'll stick by her. And secretly, can I get some water? Secretly, she switches out the working formula. So for one of the failures, so she knows, so she definitely wants to die here, unbeknownst.
Now, does she know that this formula is going to kill her, or is it just a hunch? I mean, I was kind of wondering about that.
Well, let's see. I mean, I think she can determine that, Victor's keeps saying this is the one that works, this is the one that works. But remember, she knows that he's been trying many other formulas and it hasn't been working.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to assume that's as much as she knows.
So it's less taking the lucky guess of which one's going to kill her, more kind of switching out the one that won't kill her.
She knows that the one that's working is in the gun right now. That's much she knows, and she knows
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I think she can read the labels, knowing that particular one works, and the rest of them are lower than that number, so they're not the ones that work.
I
think it's a safe assumption she figured that out. She's a smart cookie, that Norah Freis.
Yeah.
Well, literally a cookie, and that she crumbles. But
oh God.
So let's see. So again, she secretly switches out things. And again, I love this is again, Heart of Ice. You never got to see this sort of moment, the moment of kind of the loss of Victor Freis here. You got to see kind of him from his side of it. We never saw it from Nora's side, which is
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that you have to give this episode major props for. So, as Lee comes back with the water, she asks Lee, as kind of her final will and testament, almost asks her to apologize to Victor for her role in his actions, and tells Leslie, he's not a bad man at his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I did nothing. In this line too, is giving Leslie something to think about here, saying, I did nothing because I loved him. You know what it's like. You know what that's like, right? And again, she does raise a valid point. You do nothing because you love people. We've seen that all over Bates Motel as another example.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You do nothing because you love these people. You don't want anything bad to happen to them. You just kind of look, either turning a blind eye, or you're just so caught up in that love you can't see past your own nose.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, you know what that's like. God bless you and your baby, which is really, sweet words from Norah Freis. And then Victor puts the necklace on her, which is kind of a Batman and Robin reference.
Yeah, totally.
But, again, they've earned it. I think they've earned it in this episode.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I kind of fucking like the Batman and Robin Mr. Freeze. He's fun. I don't care what anyone says.
And look, to be fair, he didn't make any ice puns.
I like the ice puns. The ice puns.
Oh, okay,
it makes for an enjoyably bad movie. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, now you're being ridiculous. I will give you a certain elements of Mr. Freeze are kind of interesting, but I mean, when you give him the puns, that's stupid.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Come on.
No, the Ice Age actually didn't kill the dinosaurs. Anyways.
Well, now currently that's killing the dinosaurs, because they're just watching those Ice Age movies and they're just getting more and more desperate.
Oh God! It looks horrible.
Wanda Sykes, there's no truth in this art. I don't believe Wanda Sykes is going to be is this grandma sloth. I don't believe this.
Wanda Sykes has been in the franchise since the second movie. I'm pretty sure.
No, exactly. No, she's been in the fourth one. She played Sid's relative in the fourth one.
I thought she played another mammoth.
No, you're thinking of Queen Latifah, Tiki.
I am thinking of Queen Latifah. You're right. Anyways, that's not important.
Well, those movies aren't really important anymore.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They've become very irrelevant. Anyway, moving on. So, again, really forget the Ice Age stuff. Forget the ice punch. We're talking about true drama here, folks.
Oh God.
She says, God bless you, God bless your baby. Puts the necklace on. Says that she loves him and encourages him. Don't blame yourself for me. And then just Victor's like last hopeful line to her is like, "See you soon." Again, he has no doubt in his mind at this point that she's going to be fine. She's going to be fixed. Everything's going to come up 7. Come up Millhouse. It's going to be great. And they give each other. This moment breaks me every time I watch this part. It's like, oh gosh, they give each other this last smile. She smiles at him, and he smiles back at her, and then freezes her. And it's like a beautiful freeze too. It's not as gruesome as the other ones. Like it's a beautiful freeze. It's like a little crystallizing thing. So then Bruce meets with Selina, and I love that he's becoming more like Batman. He says, "Oh, I knew you were here. I felt the breeze." There's like no pleasantries at all. Selina points out, "Oh no, like I went to my chalet." He says, "I went to my castle in Paris." No, it's a chalet.
Right.
So where's the king of snotty England? I like it. She still had a lot of animosity towards Alfred since that.
Which is well deserved.
Absolutely.
Again, I want my Christmas scene to play out.
I want your Christmas scene too. I just want it.
Miss Kyle, I give you one shot, Miss Kyle. Just one shot.
Right in the face. I'm sorry, but
I guess I deserve that.
Well, actually, let me tell you this much. I won't spoil it, but let's just say Alfred does get a comeuppance for that kind of thing. Not by her, though. It's not by her, but he definitely gets a comeuppance next episode.
Okay.
I'm saying I think he might have earned it with what happens to him in the next episode. Let's just say that much. I think he's kind of earned a break on that now, given what happens to him.
So Bruce shows Selina the file on Matches. I like how she calls Matches out as a lame nickname.
Yep. Let's see. So Bruce tells her that he needs a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And she asks, like, "How are you didn't even push that one guy out the window. I did that. How do you expect to kill him?" And I love this as Bruce saying, "Well, it's because he killed my parents." And he's like, not for a doubt. Again, this is the one kill. It's like Batman's freebie. It's like his marriage freebie. If I can kill just one person, one guy, it's gonna be the Joker. No, it's gonna be I killed my parents.
Yeah.
The Joker and I, we kind of need each other for franchising rights. No, I'm going to kill the guy who killed my parents. It's like tourism in Gotham. They need the clown. Well, isn't it like in that prequel show? Isn't it like there are a whole bunch of Jokers? That doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see. So, it's a gun. I killed my parents, and then Selina points out, doing this change. If you do this, this will change you. And then Bruce has this great bit. He kind of stands up, looks her right in the eyes, says, "That's what I'm counting on."
I think that is like one of the most Batman-esque scenes that Bruce has had in the series as far.
I love it. You can kind of see Selina almost coil back a little bit, like, man, he means business. Okay, so the cops arrive at the house. Let's see. Gordon says, "Let's play this slow and careful," because they don't want anything to happen to Lee in there or anyone else. Victor asks for a moment with his wife before he surrenders. Again, I love that Victor has all the intention in the world surrendering right now. Everything is great. Everything's going to be peaceful, and then something happens.
Oh boy.
This is sad. Again, I love Nathan.
This is the moment that just absolutely shocked me.
I mean, never in my life did I ever think that someone's going to kind of give us another Mr. Freeze. Because let's just say, outside the animated series Mr. Freeze, they haven't really gotten a really impactful one. They've been kind of there have been few of them, and they haven't really made that much of an impact. They usually give like Big Goon in a suit or like kind of a lame version of them.
Chill.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't call that lame.
I'm saying they're like either lame or kind of just a big guy in a suit that freezes things.
Yeah, I hear you.
Regardless, this is obviously right behind Michael Onsar, because you can't replace that. But this is
totally.
I think this is another great thing. Like, this is another great take on Mr. Freeze. Of him just like this moment he plays here is he sees Norah crack, and his world is crumbling around him like his wife right in front of him. He panics and it's like, no, how is this possible? No. And then he discovers the cartridge that wasn't the formula. And he asks, he gets a little intense from him, asking Lee, "Did you know?" And I love that he doesn't like the stereotypical thing of like not listening to reason. Like, "You knew, didn't you?" He didn't do that.
Right. Totally.
And I love this non-traditional Mr. Freeze. This is awesome.
Yeah.
He's just going, "No, I didn't know." And he's just process. I love seeing Victor process here. Like, she wanted to die. And it's, oh my God, it's so sad. He calmly processes this, and he just says, "Well, look, I mean, it's no more sadness." You know, the cops are saying like, "Come on, no more sadness, Victor, come out."
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
like, yeah, no more sadness. And again, I love this. He kindly asked Leslie to please relay the message to them about the. I'm going to comply. I'm going to surrender, please.
Hmm.
And she
Hmm.
leaves. And Lee, in the last moments here, she offers some sympathy, saying, "I envy the bond you have with your wife. I truly do."
Which I think at that point is kind of like subtly saying, like, yeah, things aren't going so well between me and Jim.
Absolutely. And then there's this poetic counter. This is literally a Romeo and Juliet, and that's what their whole relationship has been. It's been practically like a Romeo and Juliet sort of thing.
Oh, totally, totally.
Where right here, where we have this really sad score. I love the score. It feels so sad. It's so sad.
It's so soon.
This really sad score where Victor freezes him, essentially commits suicide via freezing himself.
Mm.
Very dark, but still very poetic.
Oh, yeah.
Jim happens upon. He sees the lovely couple deceased, or at least frozen. Jim and Leslie. How can we go from such a great scene? We go from such a beautifully poetic scene to just. Yeah, again. It's like
all right. Let's get through it. Let's power through it. We're making good time.
All right. So Jim reveals that he got the call from Strange, and Strange reveals, and specifically this information coming from Strange, our unreliable source here.
Oh yeah, as soon as you hear that, it's like, nope, he's alive. He's alive.
Freis died. Freis, quote unquote, died.
Biggest air quotes in the world.
in Arkham's infirmary.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks that Lee put the baby at risk. Again, he's making. Let's just give it credit when it credits. He's making a valid point. Lee did put the baby at risk, but then he says,
they're both making valid points. They're just both going about it the wrong way. That's what pisses me off about the whole thing.
It's the ending that really kills it. We're literally on the cusp of that. Let's just continue. So anyway, Gordon reiterates that, as Leslie says, this plan was stupid. This is a very poorly thought out plan. You put her at risk, and look what happened. And he says, well, let me reiterate. This was Barnes's plan, but I agree, though. It was necessary. We needed to do this. And he is kind of right. There weren't many options to get Freeze corralled. I'm not saying there weren't better options, but none we can really think of.
Sure.
Which is fair. It's it's similarly to another horrible point in this series. Not that this is as horrible as that, but I'm saying it's kind of a similar dilemma of the whole let's lure Barbara to a church plan. That poorly thought out plan. But again, it was in a thing where
God. Don't even mention that. That was the low point of the whole series.
Yeah, seriously, the point of there is a solution that we're not thinking of, but there is probably better ways to go about this. We can't really think of what the solution is. It's desperate times, sort of thing.
Sure.
So she points out something, again, smart on her part. She knows that Jim's lying about Gavin, which we were hoping for since the return here, that she instantly caught Gordon lying about Gallivan. She can tell. She's smart.
If she didn't instantly catch him lying, it would kind of be out of character, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, Gordon has never lied to her up until that point, so now he knows that she knows instantly that he's lying. And you got to remember, Gordon also, again, with Mackenzie's performance coming back with that one episode, he was a really bad liar. He kept blinking, and even Barnes could tell.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Leslie saying, "Look, here's where we lose points." As much as I love Marina Baccarin in this, she really the way she says this line really kind of kills it. Starts to kill her. She says, "It's you. Don't just say it's him. It's the situation." Saying it's you, and then she makes a valid point. You lied to me. And here's where the scene just loses everything. It's like it basically feels like they're editing a scene down here. It's like Gordon doesn't continue the conversation and says, "Well, she's making a valid point there. She's not wrong." He doesn't say any of that. He just walks
out. Just peace out.
The term, by the way,
I'm done.
This is kind of referred to as the CW walk away angry sort of thing.
Oh, God.
Now, let me point out Jim Gordon. You know how much I love Jim Gordon, but Gordon really didn't think this through. He didn't walk away without the conversation. You have to converse. You have to work through the issues here. He walks away angry. Not going to pan out well.
Yeah.
Especially when there is a potential chance of her ending up with Alfred, which is not ideal. Not now. I'm
Oh,
just saying down the
God. Oh, I
line. That is the
forgot
fear.
about
The
that.
biggest fear I have this season is that it's going to end or like be a plot point before the end that she and Alfred are going to hit it off.
I honestly wouldn't mind that. I really
I'm
wouldn't.
saying grand scheme. At the end of the day, I think Gordon kind of needs to be alone. At the end of the day, I would say Gordon kind of needs to be alone. But that's the toll Gotham takes on him. He's lives a
Sure,
lonely
sure.
existence. He has family, but it's a broken family. That's always the thing with Gordon. It's a broken family. Regardless, though, I mean, Alfred and Leslie end up together in the comics, but we'll see how that goes. I don't think it should be forced in this season. That's my thing. I think you should save it for like next season, maybe. Which has been it's been okay, but we have a third season of Gotham on the way. Okay, anyway, so let's see. So then we get our cool ending. So forget that, literally our cool ending. So okay, so after Penguin's being tortured here. Penguin's being tortured. Peabody's still skeptical of the treatment here, and our beloved B.D. Wong here says, "Well, we need to be more aggressive with our treatment."
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So Hugo greets Victor Freis, in a cold cell. Very neat.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "No one
So
knows."
like I said with the look, it's like I really dig what they did with the eyes. I'm not so crazy about the wig.
I like the cold veins and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I just think the wig's a little fake looking.
Yeah, I think it's that the actor didn't want to shave his head. That's what I'm thinking it might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see now in the comics, Tika, they've given him the white hair. I think that's what that's kind of referring to. Is like they kind of I don't know why they want the white hair because it makes more sense that it falls off.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
I don't know, but I mean, again, the eyes are kind of cool. I mean, maybe it's.
I really like the eyes. I think the eyes are very effective.
Yeah, my only fear with that is like I don't want them to get too fully formed though. Like again, they want to still have some Heart of Ice mystery to kind of have there down the line of like Batman uncovering what happened in this episode, suggesting.
Right, right.
Anyway, so okay, let's see. So Hugo greets Victor here in his cold cell and tells him that no one knows you're here at Indian Hill. Indian Hill.
Legally, you're a corpse in the Arkham morgue.
Which, of course, corpses in Hugo Strange's possession is a bad place to be.
But obviously, you're here.
I think it's kind of interesting. The first body Strange technically is brought back is Freeze, and some
yeah, you're right, for sure.
Hey, they didn't really bring him back, but just kind of luck. The first one has been reborn from death is Victor Freeze. So he says, well, it's astounding that you're alive. Your bodies absorb bits of serum and formula, building immunity to the freezing.
Right.
Essentially, what this means is that it's kind of fitting into the classic thing of Mr. Freeze, which is kind of a neat rationale. I mean, some people I know some of our post-crisis, below post-crisis affiliates. Not affiliates. We don't really work with them. The point is, our
not really.
One is the
post dream.
Well, I mean, I've worked with a few of them, but it's not really.
Yeah.
Regardless, the post-crisis team, I'm sure they're.
Oh, by the way, Movie Machine podcast. They're up to episode 4. Go watch them. We've been forgetting to promote them. Yeah.
Oh, we've been a little out of the game lately.
We have. We should get back on that.
Anyways, Movie Machine plug aside. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, right. So
episode 3 and 4 has special guest stars. Go check it out.
I'm sure post-crisis team might have some gripes against this, but I mean, I kind of like might have had some gripes against this, but I mean, I like the logic of okay, he's been exposed to this thing for a long time. He's probably absorbed it into his cells. I mean, it's not the direct formula, just making the chemicals probably gotten into him, which is why he's this traumatic a thing probably triggered it in his body that he can survive with a freezing this severe. He's probably now adapted to the cold to the point where he's almost overheating being in the warm temperatures.
Right.
And
I think it makes sense. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, now he has to be in the sub-zero temperatures, like below 20 degrees.
I
mean, negative 20 degrees. That's his survival temperature. And he mentions the suits being outfitted to accommodate the new change in his body. And he says, yeah, but we want you to work on a project with us. And then Victor's kind of last bit of humanity here is kind of, I guess, I'm excited to see the transition from Victor, this loving man we saw, to kind of this cold, dead to emotion man we're going to have.
I'm glad that they're continuing on his storyline because I was a little bit worried that it was going to be kind of like a 2 episodes and done kind of deal.
Yeah. I think it's gonna. I'm convinced. Well, we'll get into a bit of spec because we can't speculate too much on this. But
I don't really want to get into spec, considering that you know what comes up and I
no,
don't.
I'm saying.
So.
I mean, let's just say spec on Freeze because there's nothing with Freeze quite yet. So I mean, it's only been one episode, to be honest. There's nothing on Freeze quite yet. Anyway, so he believes Freeze believes that they should have been dead with Norah, and then then Strange has a really awesome line that kind of sets the tone for where his story's going next. Would you like to regale us in it?
Pretend you did die. Death is not an ending. Death is the new beginning.
And then we see a reveal of in tubes. Strange and Freeze observing kind of in the next room these tubes of very familiar bodies. We have Galavan, Jerome, and a few others.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Not Gallivant.
Not Gallivant. I mean, he came back easily.
Gallivant did technically die and come back. Yes,
he did. See with Hugo Strange. See what does like when they bring the bodies back, they put the helmet on and it's a little musical number of Hugo Strange dancing in a goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye. There's just some random guy.
Oh no, that's too much.
Now I'm gonna cry, my gal. Then Tabitha comes in and she's singing. With no galley, I'm with you.
It would be Tabitha. It would be Mrs. Peabody.
Oh God. I mean, Gordon's the random guy just walking in. No, I'm
just some random guy.
No. Gordon's gonna be Sid because he killed him. No, Bullock's the random guy.
He's just sitting there drinking a milkshake
with Gareth next to him.
anyways.
Anyway, so Gallivant Love Fest aside. So overall, before we speculate just on Mr. Freeze, what do you think of the episode?
I think this is a really good episode, barring the the little thing we had to complain about at the end. I think other than that, it was pretty strong. Really, really good pathos with Freeze. Some great creepy bits with Hugo Strange. Just overall, really good. I wasn't expecting the Norah storyline to go down the way it did, so very surprised with that. And good stuff for moving forward for sure.
Yeah, with that Heart of Ice stuff, I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily play off with her being in the tube. I mean, it could have gone that way. We weren't quite sure.
That's what I was expecting it to go. So I was,
Yeah, I'm saying, like, I think majority of us were expecting her to go in the tube. I was expecting her to go in the tube. I'm saying the original Heart of Ice didn't. It was they weren't quite sure what they were doing. There was the first time they came up with the wife, so they weren't sure either. Okay. Anyway, point is,
when you say the original Heart of Ice, do you mean like the comic storyline?
Well, no. Remember, it's the animated series. There's no comic story based on it.
I thought the animated series there was the tube. I thought that's what the whole I thought.
No, they did. They did the two, but they had more than one episode of Mr. Freeze in it, Tiki. The first Heart of Ice is just they didn't mention what happened. They assumed she died.
Oh, okay. I assumed the tube was from Heart of Ice. Okay, my bad.
Regardless.
This is where I need to continue doing the animated Batcave sometime.
Well, let's just say, coming up, we're going to be doing a special related to that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, I thought this episode was great. I love the Mr. Freeze stuff. It was, again, Nathan Dar's did a great. Excellent job. Strange is great. Doing some stuff with the Penguin. It's definitely going to pay off. It's getting very interesting. I'm impressed by how they're kind of building these villains up appropriately. It still has that fear lingering of how far they're going to go with some of them, especially with some of the villains that we know are on the way, like Clayface or Mad Hatter.
Sure.
How fully formed can you make them before they become to the point where it's there's a good balance of that, like with Jerome and with Freezing. Like you don't go too far with them before they become like why do we need a Batman?
Right.
But I do I was so enthralled by kind of this Romeo and Juliet story between Victor and Norah. I got what I wanted with the Mr. Freeze story, just falling in love with this couple, falling in love with their plight, their struggle, and and rooting for them in the end. I like that. And in 2 episodes, which is impressive. It was a lot they did in 2 episodes, but they did them so well, I think. Anyway, so only thing to really speculate on with Victor Freeze, I think just by the end of the season, I think it's going to be Freeze is going to have a moment to redeem himself, where it's going to be he's going to help Gordon in some way. He can help Gordon, help our good guys.
I think that would very much fit with his storyline because he's been all about kind of like pain for his sins and whatnot.
Like, what I would like to happen is there to be like I think a good way to kind of make everything good without evolving him too much to the point he is in the comics is that he rebels against Strange to help Gordon or help the good guys in some way, and in the end, it's either he has like an ambiguous death where he disappears but we know he's alive, or he just escapes, and then he's like taken out of the equation for a while, perhaps by the end of the season. Like he's been probably strung throughout the season helping Strange with his stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. So you want me to take us out then?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So remember, kids, no matter how dark and scary the world may be right now, there will be light. There will be light.
Until next time, when we go exploring Gotham yet again. I'll free my boot up his frozen ass!